Hello everyone, in this video we see Alexander Alekhine's amazing game. So Alexander Alekhine play with white pieces and Gutkevich play with black. So this game was played in Moscow in 1910. So Alekhine starts with e4 and black replies with e6. French defense. d4, d5. Knight to c3, knight to f6. E takes d5, e takes d5. French defense exchange variation. Bishop to g5, bishop to e7. Preparing for castle on king side. Bishop to d3 and the black castle's king side. Knight g to e2, c6. Queen to d2. So black continue with bishop to e6 and Alekhine castle's queen side. Knight to e8. So target is on bishop. So Alekhine support with h4. Knight to d6, knight to g3, bishop to f6, knight to h5. Create pressure on bishop. So black continue with knight to d7 and support this bishop. So Alekhine continue with queen to f4, create more pressure on bishop and also pressure on knight. Because after moving knight on d7, this knight becomes supportless. So black continue with bishop to e7 to support his knight. And Alekhine continue with bishop to h6 and sacrifice his bishop. But if black take this bishop, then queen takes h6 and the threat is checkmate on h7 and also on g7. So black couldn't prevent this checkmate if black took bishop sacrifice. If black continue with knight to f5 to cut bishop's diagonal and also covers this g7 square, but then Alekhine could eliminate this knight and again threat is checkmate on g7 and also on h7. So if bishop takes bishop, then checkmate comes immediately. So black didn't take this bishop and continue with knight to e8 and support this pawn. So Alekhine continue with bishop takes g7 and now can black take this bishop with his knight? Let's see. If black take this bishop with his knight, then again queen to h6 and again threat is clear. Queen takes h7 mate and also queen takes g7 and mate. So black can't prevent this checkmate. If knight takes knight, then queen takes h7 mate. And if knight to f5, then Alekhine could eliminate this knight and the black can't prevent this checkmate. If bishop takes bishop, then checkmate comes immediately. So black couldn't take this bishop, so black continue with bishop to g5 and pin this queen and also sacrifice his bishop. So what is the reason behind bishop sacrifice? So black think if Alekhine take this bishop with his queen, then black could exchange his queen. Then black could take this bishop and you can see that black could save his game. But also you can see that target is on h7. So Alekhine could continue with rook takes h7 check. But black could survive with this. But also black think if pawn takes bishop comes, then what happens? So Alekhine continue with pawn takes bishop and now Alekhine's queen couldn't jump on h6 because of this pawn. So now black could take this bishop. So black continue with knight takes bishop and here think Alekhine's final move. Here Alekhine could continue with knight to f6 and give a check. If king move to h8, then checkmate comes immediately. But if knight takes knight, then also pawn takes knight and Alekhine destroys black's king side. If knight comes to f5, Then queen to g5 comes, and if king to h8, then also rook takes h7, and after king takes rook, rook to h1 is mate because this knight is pinned, and also queen to g7 is mate. Knight can't capture this queen because knight is pinned. But after knight takes bishop, Alekhine continue with bishop takes h7 check and sacrifice his bishop. If black continue with king takes bishop, then knight to f6 comes and a double check by knight and a rook. In double check, king has to move, and this file is covered by rook, and also this square is covered by knight, so king has only one move. King to g6, then rook to h6 is immediately checkmate. And if black continue with king to h8, then knight to f6 to open rook's file, and if knight takes knight comes, then pawn takes knight and the pressure on knight. If knight to f5, then bishop takes knight check by rook, and after moving king, checkmate comes immediately. But after bishop takes h7 check, black resigned here. So what an amazing game by Alexander Alekhine. Thanks for watching and bye for now.